Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 6, Text 48. Yasmin yada pushkaranabhamayaya
Yasmin yada pushkaranabhamayaya
durantaya sprishta prathak trishaha
Durantaya sprishya pratak trishaha
kurvanti tatra hi anukampaya kripam
Kurvanti
Kurvanti tatra
hi anukampaya
maya
kripam
na sadhavo deva balat krite kramam.
Nasadavo deva balat krite
Kritikramam.
kramam.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. My dear Lord, if in some places materialists who are already bewildered by the insurmountable illusory energy of the Supreme Godhead sometimes commit offenses, a saintly person with compassion does not take this seriously. Knowing that they commit offenses because they are overpowered by the illusory energy, he does not show his prowess to counteract them. So we can see now that demigods had gone to Brahmaji because they were afraid of Shiva. So then now Brahmaji himself has come to pacify Lord Shiva. And how? He's not immediately coming and telling in front of Lord Shiva, hey, you know what? These people, they committed a great offense. You please forgive them. No. First, he was glorifying Lord Shiva. He was glorifying, showing the position of Lord Shiva, showing his good qualities. And then now he's saying, oh, sometimes people make offenses. So how do we approach Krishna? Like even in the beginning of Bhagavatam, where Arjuna approaches Krishna when Ashwatthama has put the Brahmastra. So Arjuna is scared. He does not know what's going to happen. He knows that Ashwatthama does not know how to retract the Brahmastra, so everyone could be dead. So how does Arjuna approach Krishna? Not that, oh Krishna, what shall we do now? This Brahmastra is coming, please save us. No, Arjuna starts first with glorifying Krishna's position. He glorifies Krishna as the Supreme Lord. Beautiful prayers are there in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Then he expressed his own incapability and then he asked Krishna. So this is the way that the pure devotees offer their prayers, and that's the reason it's nice to study the prayers of the pure devotees. If it's like, for example, if it's us, we may just directly say, hey, please do this for me, Krishna, please do this for me. But first is good to glorify the position. It is said that the beauty of a tapasvi or a saintly person is forgiveness. It is said the beauty of a tapasvi or saintly person is forgiveness. There are many instances in the spiritual history of the world in which many saintly persons, although unnecessarily harassed, did not take action, although they could have done so. So forgiveness is being glorified as one of the qualities of a saintly person. How forgiving are we? We can, think about it. Are we forgiving? Are we easy to forgive? Or is it that we are always seeking forgiveness from others? Parikshit Maharaj, for example, was unnecessarily cursed by a Brahmana boy, and this was very much regretted by the boy's father. But Parikshit Maharaj accepted the curse and agreed to die within a week, as the Brahmana boy desired. Parikshit Maharaj was the emperor and was full with power, both spiritually and materially. But out of compassion and out of respect for the Brahmana community, he did not counteract the action of the Brahmana boy, but agreed to die within 7 days. So Parikshit Maharaj, he had the capacity and the capability to stop the curse, either personally or there were other personalities. He could have told them, you please stop this curse. He could have, but he didn't. He accepted it as Krishna's will. Uh, yeah, that's why he's called Vishnu Ratha also, Parikshit Maharaj. So he agreed, he accepted because it was desire. So what would we do, if we were unrightly cursed? Would we accept the situation or would we retaliate? No, how could he or she do this to me? Or accept it as Krishna's will? Because it was desired by Krishna that Parikshit Maharaj agree to the punishment so that the instruction of Srimad Bhagavatam would thus be revealed to the world. Parikshit Maharaj was advised not to take action. So it was Krishna's will by this pastime that Parikshit Maharaj is going to die in 7 days. Krishna arranged for the Bhagavatam to be spoken for not only for the benefit of Parikshit Maharaj, but for us. Because in this age of Kali, which is full of dark ignorance, Bhagavatam is what gives us light, shows us light in this world. A Vaishnava is personally tolerant for the benefit of others. When he does not show his prowess, this does not mean that he's lacking in strength. Rather, it indicates that he's tolerant for the welfare of the entire human society. So this is a Vaishnava. Yesterday we were hearing that the Vaishnava is compassion, paradukha, that he does not like to see others suffering. And so because he does not want to see others suffering, he's constantly preaching, giving Krishna consciousness to everyone because he knows that Krishna consciousness is the greatest welfare activity. Krishna consciousness is what is going to make one truly happy, being situated in one's um, original position. And now we are hearing one of the other qualities of a Vaishnava is forgiveness, and he's tolerant, as Lord Chaitanya says, being more tolerant than a tree. So a Vaishnava, he lives by these principles. Does anyone remember any other examples of devotees where devotees were tolerant?
Nityanand Prabhu, I mean, he's not a devotee. I mean, he's Lord himself. But
Yeah, but it's true.
yes,
He's playing the
Yeah, he
part
was
of a
tolerant
devotee.
when Jadai,
yeah,
yeah, when Jadai
yeah,
and Madai hit him, he was still
yeah,
tolerant and he
Yes,
did
very
not
good.
do anything to them.
mm,
Yes,
And
very good.
even Haridas Thakur, he was a devotee.
yes,
He was so tolerant to
yeah,
those who were hitting him in the Bara Bazaar,
mm,
in the 22 marketplace, who were hitting him. They begged that please die, or the Qazi will kill us. You please die. Why aren't you dying? And then
yeah.
he was so merciful. He just said, "Okay, if that's what you want, it's okay."
Yeah. Any other examples?
Mm,
Was it like Bhishma Dev would fall into this category? That he he was also tolerant at the time when he was hit with the when he was waiting at the Bhishma Panchang time. Would that be? No?
Not really.
No. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think so.
no, right? He won't. I
How
think
about
Dhruv
Prahlad
Maharaj
Maharaj?
was it? Yeah, Prahlad
Hmm?
Maharaj was. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, he
Dhruv,
was.
he
He
was
didn't
not
react it.
tolerant. Dhruv Maharaj was not tolerant. He was 5 years old. He said, "Oh my,
And
how
he
can my stepmother speak like this to me?"
oh yeah, he
And he
reacted,
went
yeah.
off.
Yeah, there
He,
was a
he,
reaction.
but Prahlad
Hmm.
Maharaj, yeah.
Hmm. Prahlad Maharaj, yes. Prahlad Maharaj was.
So the tolerance of the pure devotees is there, and
Hmm.
forgiveness. The
Hmm.
forgiveness. Another
Hmm.
tolerant Ambarish Maharaj.
Yeah, Amrish.
Mm.
with
Durvasa
Durvasa
Muni,
Muni.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, he said, I didn't even take offense. I don't even know
Mm.
what you're speaking about.
Mm.
So it's a great, wonderful quality, tolerance and forgiveness. Bhavam stupamsha paramasya mayaya
Bhavam
Bhavantu pumsa parasmasya
paramasya
mayaya
mayaya
durantaya sprishtamati hi samastadrik.
durantaya
Durantaya
sprishta
aprashmati
matihi
samastadrik
samastadrik
Taya hatatmasab anukramachetahasab.
taya
Taya
hatatmasam
hatatmasu
anukarma
anukarmachetasya
Anugraham kartum irharhasi prabho.
anugraham
Anugraham
kartum
kartum
iharhasi
arhasi
prabho.
Prabhu.
My dear Lord, you are never bewildered by the formidable influence of the illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, you are omniscient and should be merciful and compassionate towards those who are bewildered by the same illusory energy and are very much attached to fruitive activities. So we are seeing how Lord Brahma was first praising Lord Shiva into his position, and then gradually, he's saying that people who are bewildered under material energy may commit offenses, but a great saintly person is always forgiving them. Now he's saying to Lord Shiva that you are never bewildered, though. You know, Lord Shiva, he is the controller of Maya Devi. He's her husband. He does not get controlled by her. You know, like in the Mohini pastime, Lord Shiva was running after Mohini. Durga Devi is not able to attract him that way. But Mohini, yeah, because that's Lord Vishnu himself. So here Brahmaji is pointing out that you are not under the influence of Maya. And so you please be compassionate to others, those who are. A Vaishnava is never bewildered by the influence of the external energy because why is he not influenced? Because he's engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. That is the um, constitutional position of every living entity. We are
Sorry, could you?
right now,
Sorry, Hare Krishna. Could you
Hare
explain
Krishna.
the pastime of Mohini?
Mohini.
Yeah.
Okay,
Know
that's
that
gonna
she
come
was,
also.
I mean, yeah, that Amrit, right? Was giving out
Yeah.
the Amrit to, but
Yeah, that the demigods wanted the Amrit, so but they didn't know how to get it. So Vishnu told them, okay, you cooperate with the demons. So the demons on one side, the demigods on one side, and
yeah,
then Krishna himself became the churning, the base, the foundation, Kurma avatar.
Kurma, yeah, right.
Then they put the Mantara mountain on it, and then
Mm.
the Vasuki snake became the churning rod, and then they were all churning. Poison came out, the Kalakuta. Lord Shiva drank that.
Yeah.
Then various personalities came out. Lakshmi
Yes,
Devi came out. She immediately garlanded Vishnu.
yeah.
Then so
The
many,
horse
the horse
and the
came out.
elephant,
I think the
yeah,
Airavat also, the
Eravat, yeah,
elephant.
correct, yeah,
And then Dhanvantari,
yeah.
he came out
Mm.
carrying this pot of nectar. And then the demons very quickly they wanted to snatch the nectar, and the demigods were like, oh my god, what's going to happen? They prayed to Vishnu, and then
Mm.
Lord Vishnu came as Mohini. He was
Okay.
so captivating, and he spoke to the demons in such a way that they gave him the pot of nectar. And because the way he was speaking, they thought, okay, we are going to drink nectar from such a beautiful woman. So Mohini kept on giving the nectar to the demigods, whereas just giving glances to the demons. But two
But the
of them,
demons also must have demanded, right, for the nectar.
but
They
she was
wanted,
just smiling at them.
right?
She was just smiling at them and, giving them nice looks. And so they were like, oh, yeah, our turn
They
is
were
also going to
captivated
come.
with
Our
her
turn is
looks.
also going to come. They
Okay.
were just very captivated by her beauty without realizing what she's doing. But two
Uh,
of the demons realized that, and that was, who was that? They became the Rahu and Ketu.
Ketu.
Rahu and Ketu realized it. So they drank. So the nectar went only till the throat, and the demigods, they dressed as demigods and they came in the demigods' line.
Demigod side,
And they
right.
got the nectar like that. Then the other demigod said, "Hey, this is a demon." So then Mohini immediately became Lord. Vishnu again cut off their heads. And that's why they are, Rahu, he
Yeah.
has just that head. And
Okay.
that was the pastime. And Lord Shiva heard that
Mm.
Mohini, Krishna took the Mohini root. And so he told Lord Vishnu, I want to see it. Lord Vishnu said, don't, you will be bewildered. Lord Shiva said, no, I want to see it. Please show me. And when he saw, he was completely bewildered. He could not stop himself. He Mohini was taking him everywhere. Like he was just following her like crazy. His Durga Devi was telling Lord Shiva, hey, what you doing? And all his followers were like, hey, what you doing? But Lord
He
Shiva
was
was so
so captivated, huh?
completely,
Attracted.
com-
Okay. Completely.
completely captivated, completely. And he
Okay.
was so captivated that he discharged semen also. And that became the gold and the valuable jewels.
Oh, okay. I've
And
not heard this. Okay.
we are going to read about it in Bhagavatam
Okay.
later. And then when he realized, oh my God, and then he told Krishna, I'm so happy that I'm your servant. You are fit, you are really my master. And he didn't feel that, oh, you defeated me. That competitive spirit that we might get. How come you defeated me? You're better than me. But no, Lord Shiva said, no, I'm so grateful. I'm so happy that I'm your servant, that you were able to defeat me. That
Okay.
is. Lord Shiva gets captivated by Mohini. Yeah. So we will read that. Here we continue reading the purport. A Vaishnava is never bewildered by the influence of the external energy. Why? Because he's always engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. That is the original position of every living entity. The Sanatan Dharma of every living entity is devotional service. And because a Vaishnava, a pure devotee, he's always engaged in that. He is not at all attracted by the material world. When we have a higher taste, we don't want something lower. When we have the real thing, we don't want the fake thing. It's very natural. When you have a real diamond, you don't care for the imitation one. So because the pure devotee is already in his pure state, original state, he does not want to do anything with the reflection of the external energy. Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, text 14, Devi hi esha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mam eva ye prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. My divine energy, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. So this material nature, she is very difficult to overcome. We are completely captivated by her. She's completely made us forget our true identity. And we think we are the body. We think we are products of the material world. So Krishna is saying how you can get out of it easily, just surrender to me. Because after all, she is his energy. The material energy is his. So she listens to him. It's like when there is a master with a dog, and the dog may be very ferocious, but the master is not afraid of the dog. The master tells the dog, sit, the dog will sit. The master will tell the dog, go fetch, the dog will fetch. We may be scared of this ferocious dog, but the master of the dog is not, because the dog will listen to him. So similarly, Maya Devi, she listens to Krishna. So for one who surrenders to Krishna, Maya Devi does not act upon him. A Vaishnav should take care of those who are bewildered by this Maya instead of becoming angry with them, because without a Vaishnav's mercy, they have no way to get out of the clutches of Maya. Those who have been condemned by Maya. are rescued by the mercy of devotees. So what is Brahmaji trying to say to Lord Shiva? That, the world is all bewildered. We are all bewildered living entities, but a Vaishnav, he takes compassion on these bewildered living entities. Vaishnav takes compassion on us. If he wouldn't take compassion on us, where would we be? If Prabhupada wouldn't have been compassionate, he would be still in Vrindavan. Then where would we be? What would happen to us? We can see practical um, example of how a Vaishnav behaves. He is full of compassion for the fallen condition of the living entities to help us to get out of Maya. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhayeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnav devotees of the Lord. They are just like desire trees who can fulfill the desires of everyone and are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. So we recite this prayer when we see a Vaishnava, a devotee, we say this. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just like desire trees who can fulfill the desires of everyone. And they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Those who are under the influence of the illusory energy are attracted to fruitive activities, but a Vaishnava preacher attracts their hearts to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So a pure devotee, he attracts our heart to engage in devotional service. That's why Lord Chaitanya says, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Kahe, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hai. Even a moment's association with a sadhu, with a pure devotee, with a Vaishnava, it brings us perfection because our heart changes. In our heart, the faith is revived to hear and chant. The pure devotee, he attracts our heart to begin our devotional service. So the association of devotees is so important. There's program in the temple today evening. Please kindly do attend it and get the association of the devotees. Any questions or comments?
All clear.
So I just have one question. So here, that means that Brahmaji is glorifying the devotees, and like he's telling that you are that. So you shouldn't be getting angry, and you should forgive Daksh, right? This is what,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Like by glorifying Lord Shiva with his qualities, then that is what he's trying to do, Brahmaji here.
Yes. That's right.
Okay.
And he's saying that a
Okay.
Vaishnav never takes. He's
Hmm.
tolerant and he's forgiving. So he's saying that people in the material world commit mistakes because we are so bewildered by the illusory energy. We don't know what we are doing. We act like crazy, like mad people. But a Vaishnav, he understands things as they are, and so he forgives them. This is how Lord Brahma is appealing to Lord Shiva.
Yeah. And
Srimad
instructing,
Bhagavatam.
so like by reading this, we can also get the instructions that how important the association of devotee is.
Yes. The association of devotee, the heart of a Vaishnava, how a compassionate a Vaishnava is, that he's continuously for our suffering condition, he's continuously going all over the universes, preaching, bringing us back home, back to Godhead. How tolerant he is, how forgiving he is. We don't know how offensive we are, but he doesn't take offenses.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you for
Hare
listening
Krishna.
and